and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to figure out who your spirit guides are and what messages your spirit guides have for you. And I have 4 groups that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, and this will be group number 4. And so I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the right group for you, the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need more time, you can pause the video, but if you don't, I'll just move on to the reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose this Azurite, and I will start with a channeled message from your spirit guides, and then I will see if I can get more information through the cards. And so, okay, there's a male here, a man. This could be your grandfather, it could also be your father. I think this person was likely a mechanic or an engineer. Maybe they worked for the military, and maybe they were an engineer working for the military or a mechanic working for the military. So like if this is your grandfather, he could have like repaired military vehicles or something like that. I think this is someone who actually stood rather close to you, even if you didn't get to meet this person. Like maybe this person died before you were born, but I still get this feeling that this person has had a big impact on your life, not just in spirit, even though I get this feeling that this person has been very present in your life in spirit after they've passed away, but I also think they've had a direct impact on your life. Like maybe you grew up listening to stories about this person, and so you might have actually sort of idolized this person. Like they might have been sort of a role model for you, even if you never even knew them. I think this person has been someone you've talked about a lot, and I think that might be the reason why this person has been around you a lot in spirit, and has been a spirit guide for you, and is a spirit guide for you is because you have talked so much about this person after they passed away. And like I think sometimes I get this feeling that the spirit world kind of works that way, that whenever we say a deceased person's name, they sort of have to come to us and visit. And so if you've talked about this person a lot, I think they have come to visit you every time you've talked about this person. And like I feel like your mother might have been the one who told you all these stories about about this person who could be your grandfather, and so I think they've just been there every time you've talked about them. And I also feel like they are around you whenever you talk to yourself about this person, or maybe some of you have like this thing you do where you talk directly to this person as if they were in the room when you're alone, like or you might even, like when you pray, you might pray to this person instead of God, or something. And so I feel like you have probably had a lot of conversations with this person after they passed away, and I think this person likes that. I think they like to listen to you talk. I'm getting something about how it reminds them of the good old times or good old days. So I think for some of you, you actually did know this person in the past, and maybe you knew them as a child or maybe a teenager, and I think you might have used this person to vent to. Like for some of you, I feel like you came home from school to this person, so this could have been your father, but it could also have been your grandfather. Maybe you visited your grandfather after school a lot. Maybe your grandfather was retired, and so your grandfather might have had the time to take care of you, and so your parents might have like dropped you off at your grandfather's house, or you might have walked to your grandfather's house after school and waited at your grandfather's house until your parents got home from work. And so maybe I'm getting this feeling that you might have spent some time with this person, and a lot whenever your parents were at work. But if that doesn't resonate, I feel like there could also be something about how they remind you of your mother when your mother was a teenager or a child, or even your age now, and so maybe your mother used to talk their head off, and so they like it that you do the same. But I'm also feeling that for a lot of you, this was a grandfather who you actually spend a lot of time with in your childhood, and like I'm like getting this feeling that they really enjoyed having you home with them and listening to you talk about like what happened at school and who were dating who, and like you might have felt like they didn't really listen that closely to what you said, because they were like maybe reading the newspaper, or like I'm getting like this image of them reading the teletext on the TV, and so they might have been reading that while you were talking about all the drama that was going on in school, and you might have felt like they didn't really listen, that they only just gave those yes and no standard answers to everything, and like sometimes they might not have listened, or maybe most of the time they didn't listen, but I think occasionally they did listen, and they were sometimes actually rather amused. I think they were amused all of the time, but I'm getting this feeling that like they weren't always listening. Like sometimes they just said yes or no and didn't really know what you were talking about, but I just think they enjoyed just hearing you talk even if they weren't really paying close attention to it. But like, and so I think they like that now. They like to just listen to you talk, and I'm getting the feeling that like if this resonates with you, if this is like a grandfather you visited a lot after school, then like I'm getting this feeling that you might have stopped coming to visit at some point. Maybe your parents moved away, or maybe you started in a new school, or maybe your parents got new jobs and didn't have the same schedule as they had before or something. And like I feel like they actually did miss it. Like they felt a bit empty when you weren't around them. Like they might have teased you a bit and said that you talk too much, and maybe they even said that they were looking forward to you not coming so much, because then they could have some peace and quiet. But they said it like in a joking way. They didn't really mean it, and I think you knew they didn't mean it too, because they had that cheeky smile on their face when they said it. But really they did miss it. They did miss spending time with you and having someone around the house who were just always talking about something, like and always saying something fun, and like maybe you joked around a lot, and like, and so like, yeah, but like, but what message do they have for you right now? Like, I'm feeling that they want you to know that they are really proud of you. Like you might have accomplished something recently that they are really proud of. Like, okay, I'm getting a specific memory here from one of you, and like it's like this memory where, and I feel like it's your grandfather who wants me to see this memory, and I see it like this round, that you were sitting with your grandfather around this round kitchen table, and you were reading. Your grandfather was reading the newspaper, and I think they said something to you. They said that you would become something, that you would do something, and like I feel like your grandfather is pointing back at that memory right now, and they want to tell you that they were right. Like they want to say that they called it first, and they want acknowledgement for calling it first. I feel like I think they said something like when you were a child or a teenager that you would be really good in some kind of career or in some kind of job or something, and like maybe this has to do with writing or journalism, or maybe it has something to do with I'm getting something about crossword puzzles. I don't know if you two love to do crossword puzzles together, and I think they might have said that you should like do something that has to do with words, because you're so good at words, and like you're really good at spelling, I think, and you probably knew a lot of words that your grandfather didn't even know, and like I think your grandfather might have said that you would do really well in any kind of profession that would have to do with words. And so if you have like done something recently that has to do with words, I think they want some acknowledgement for calling that out so soon. I'm getting so. I'm also hearing something very specific about a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so this is very specific. Okay, I think your grandfather wants you to know that they were the one who hit the last puzzle piece, and that they did it to mess with you, and that they hid it under the rock or under the couch or something, and they just want you to know that it was them, that it was him, your grandfather, that he was the one who hit the last puzzle piece. Like I'm getting this feeling that some of you might have like made a like really big puzzle with a jigsaw puzzle with a lot of puzzle pieces, and then like there was like one puzzle piece missing, and you freaked out or got really mad because of it, and maybe you even gave your brother the blame for it or something. But like I think it was your grandfather who took that piece just to mess with you, and they hid it somewhere, hid it in some place where they were sure you wouldn't find it. And I'm not sure if, like, I think for some of you it might still be there. Like if this was your childhood home or like a summer house that your that your family had or something, like, then like maybe under the rug, under the couch, there might be like that's maybe where the last puzzle piece is. And I'm also hearing like this other message, and it's also like what's it called, a scavenger hunt. I never know what that but like I'm feeling that, okay, under the roof there is a box. I don't know which roof, but under some roof there's a box with videotapes, and there's one videotape that was accidentally taped over, and it was a home video, and someone accidentally taped over it. I don't know if it was your grandfather or if it was someone else who did it, but I'm getting this message that it's not completely lost yet, that the movie that was taped over this home video, it didn't go all the way, so there's still 5 minutes left on the tape of the actual home video, and I think they want you to find that home video and see the last 5 minutes, and I think like that it might be hard to find. I'm getting this message that it might be hard to find because when they taped over it, they wrote the movie that they taped over, that was on the home video, the tape, or whatever they taped over it. That's the title that will be on this home video, and so it might say like Die Hard or Rush Hour or some action movie, or something, but like maybe I feel like your grandfather really wants you to find this tape and see the last 5 minutes of it, because it's not completely lost, as you all probably thought it was. But yeah, but let's draw some cards for you. The Chariot reversed, the Magician reversed, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and 10 of Swords. Okay, so with the Chariot here reversed, it does make me think of cars, because the Chariot is sort of a vehicle, and if your grandfather was a mechanic, then maybe he's trying to tell you that you need to check your vehicle, your car. If you have a car, then you might need to check if it's leaking oil or something. But I'm also feeling that this card might be a message, like the message that your spirit guide, who might be this grandfather of yours, but that this spirit guide feels like you might be a bit stuck right now, and I think you are likely stuck because you can't really see your own accomplishments. I think your spirit guide wants you to start acknowledging how much you've already achieved, how far you've come. I think some of you might be really hard on yourself. Some of you might feel like you are getting old and you haven't accomplished as much as you should have accomplished at this age. And so some of you might feel like you should have like a steady job by now and maybe even a family and kids, but you might feel like you are getting a bit behind, that others your age are all successful and have families and are getting married and having children, and you might feel like you're a bit stuck. And I think your spirit guide wants you to realize that you're not stuck, and that you should stop comparing yourself to others your age, because you are different from others your age. Your path is different from others your age, so it's not comparable. I also feel like there might be something about your past being different from other people's past, so you might have been through a lot, and I think your spirit guides, or this particular spirit guide, but it could also be more than one spirit guide, but like I'm getting this feeling that it's mostly like this one person, and I think this person wants you to acknowledge how far you've come without comparing yourself to people who haven't been through nearly as much as you've been through. Like it's an unfair comparison to compare yourself to like some girl the same age as you who were helped through her whole life, and maybe even still lives with her parents, and like when you had to like figure everything out for yourself, and maybe you moved away from home when you were a teenager, and like and so like it's not comparable. You have had other things to overcome, and so start acknowledging that you have come a long way, and that many of the people that you compare yourself to would never be as successful as you are if they had all the same obstacles as you, because you are very strong. You are made of like something different. You like, yeah, I'm just getting this feeling that your spirit guides want you to know that you are incredibly strong, a very strong person. And also, like, if some of you are, okay, if one of you, I think it's just very specific for one person, if one of you are living in your car right now, then I think your spirit guides want you to maybe find another solution, because it might not be safe for you to live in your car. It might also just be bad for your body. It's not necessarily that it's unsafe, that you will get in get in some trouble for it, but maybe just consider finding some other solution. Maybe if you are living in your car, try reaching out to some of your friends or your some family members, or like, I don't know. So I feel like with the Magician here reversed, I think your spirit guides are telling you that you don't seem to see how talented you are. You seem to be blind to all your skills. You might also be focused on just one of your skills, and your spirit guides are trying to like ask you to explore all your skills and talents. You might feel like you've found your niche, that you've found what you're good at, but your spirit guides are telling you that you might be selling yourself short by betting just on one horse. Like, you have so many talents that you haven't even realized yet. And like, I think this I think your spirit guides are telling you that you might have a bit of like tunnel vision. You're only seeing this one goal, this one thing that you're good at, this one thing that you think you're going to do for the rest of your life. But they want you to start exploring. I'm seeing something about impersonations, or like, so maybe if this is your grandfather, they might be saying to you that you were really good at impersonating people when you were younger, and you did it in a very accurate and fun way, and maybe they want to push you into like exploring that gift more. And I'm also getting that some of you have a talent for drawing that you haven't explored yet. Maybe some of you are really into tarot, and maybe you actually want to be tarot readers yourself one day, or maybe you already are, but I think your spirit guide might be telling you that you could get more success if you made your own cards. Like, maybe you need to be the creator instead of the one using the cards. Like, maybe you need to be the one creating the cards and creating art and creating something new. And also, I think you need to stop doing things that have already been done plenty of times. Maybe you need to start thinking outside the box. And I think your spirit guides see you as someone who has a very creative mind, and that you can actually come up with something new and exciting, like if you just allow yourself to take some chances, like with the lightning here, like you know how lightning, like first there's like lightning and then there's thunder, or if it, I don't know if it's the other way around, but that doesn't matter. But like my point is that lightning or thunder or whatever is echoing, like the one is echoing the other, and you need to stop echoing people. You need to be the first mover. You need to start thinking creatively and innovatively and do something that others will echo, that others will follow. Like for instance on TikTok, like there are those who create the TikTok trends, and then there are those who jump on the TikTok trend. Like you need to be the one who creates the trends. You need to be the first mover, because the spirit guide, your spirit guides are saying that you can do that. Like that is something you can do. If you're just confident enough in yourself, you can actually be very original and do something very original, and you just need to explore that side of you. And with the 10 of Swords here, I think your spirit guides are like acknowledging that you have been through a lot, and I think they want you to remember that. And so the message is that you should remember that you have been through a lot, and don't forget that, because when you forget about all the things that you've been through, like even though it's good to forget, because that makes us like move forward, and that makes us stop wallowing in our own grief. But when you stop remembering all the things that you've been through, then you start comparing yourself to others who haven't been through the same. And so I think that's sort of why they are pushing you to keep in mind that you are that you have been through some things that other people haven't been through. And so I think it's much about you stopping comparing yourself to others. And I think there might also be a warning here, because of the snake is here in paradise, and so maybe there's a bit of a warning from your spirit guides that there is someone in your environment, someone around you who is a bit of a snake, and you need to maybe cast that person out of your life. And so like there might be someone in your life who is only causing you pain and suffering, and your spirit guides just want you to get rid of that person completely. Don't give this person any more second chances. Just shut the door on that person completely. Like you see, like this girl here, like there's all these swords behind her, and like if she could just like, I think this is also a message that you have all these weapons behind you that you can use to slay this snake. You just need to like look behind you and see that you have all these. And so I think these are also like, because there are these like symbols on here, like it makes me think of those swords that like run in the family, like like you see on Game of Thrones and stuff like that, where like there's one signature like symbol on the swords that is an indicator that the sword is from one house or something. But like that's not the point. My point is that like I think your ancestor and maybe this grandfather is also telling you that there are other ancestors in your bloodline who are also protecting you. So it might not only be that one grandfather, that there are a lot who have your back. But I'm also just getting this message that you have all these weapons that you can use against the snake, that you might feel like you have no weapons, but you do. And I don't know what those weapons are, but like I'm just feeling that like if you feel like you have no say in this, there you have, and you're stronger than you think you are. And so this king of I'm getting the feeling that you are this queen of pentacles. You could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You don't have to be, but I think this is also just a message that you will make it. I think your spirit guides want you to know that you, even like if you are in financial trouble right now, those will not last very long, because you are destined to do something great. But I'm also just feeling that like this person here, she's having her shield up, and this person here is a bit like a barbarian, like a predator like vibe I'm guessing here. And so maybe this is like a message that you need to be aware that there is someone in your life who is a bit barbaric and a bit of a predator, and like and you need to have your guards up towards this person. Don't fall for this person's I'm getting that this person could be a bit of a psychopath or a sociopath. It might be someone you know who could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but it could also be an indicator that this person might have some fixation towards money. And so maybe that's a hint from your spirit guides that like if you're not sure who this snake in paradise is, I think one of the hints is that it's someone who is very fixated on money and status, and fixated on wearing very expensive clothes, and like especially focused on their own appearance and how other people perceive them, and that other people have to perceive them a certain way. Like they might be a bit of a control freak. But mostly they are like maybe a control freak when it comes to like their own self-image, how other people, not their own self-image, but how other people see them. And so like they are really, they really want people to see them as someone who's successful and have a lot of money, and like that could be some of the character traits, characteristic traits that this person has. And so if that sounds like someone you know, I think your spirit guides are warning you to keep away from this person, because this person does not have good intentions with you. This person is very likely someone who doesn't have empathy or can't feel empathy for other people, and so like if this is someone you're romantically involved with, this could be someone who like has told you that they love that they love you and that they want to spend the rest of their life with you, but I'm getting this feeling that your spirit guides are telling you that you should not believe in these lies, because this person is just saying whatever they think you want to hear in order to in order to have sex with you, basically. And so keep away from that person. And I'm also hearing something. It's like I'm getting that your spirit guides want you to stop falling in love with the bad boys or the bad girls. And I also get this message that your spirit guides are telling you that you might be a bit like that you have to think of whether it's you who are falling in love with these people, or if it's something you are being manipulated to do. And I'm getting like this reference to like films and TV shows, and like something about how you might be watching some films and some TV shows with rapists and criminals in the lead role, where they sort of romanticize them and make them all mysterious and sexy, and like Peaky Blinders, for instance. Like I think this person who is your spirit guide wants you to stop falling in love with like these criminals on these shows, and stop watching these shows that romanticize these bad boys, because that is sort of a kind of like a manipulation, that there's like some sort of manipulation going on from like the entertainment industry trying to kind of groom women into falling in love with these characters. And I don't know if that's true, but like I'm also feeling that like this one of your spirit guides, who is very likely your grandfather, like I feel like this person has a lot of opinions about television, like, and I think they have always had that. Like I feel like, and like I'm getting like this image that they might be around you when you are watching television, and they have like this, they make this commentary to all the shows that you are watching, and like you just can't hear them, or maybe sometimes you can actually hear your grandfather shout at the television, but you like think it's just your own random thoughts. But like sometimes you might feel like a random thought pops up in your head while you're watching television, and you might laugh at it and think to yourself that that's something your grandfather could have said, and well, it could have been your grandfather who said that, and like maybe you have sometimes tuned into your grandfather's commentary. Like I think your grandfather might actually have an opinion on every show you're watching, and I think they particularly hate Peaky Blinders because they feel like they are romanticizing crime and making young women fall in love with criminals and violent people, and I think they just don't like that. And I get this very protective vibe from this person, that they really want to protect you from these people. And like I also think they feel like they like some of the shows that you, and it could be Peaky Blinders, but I'm not really sure if it's Peaky Blinders, but like one of your shows, I feel like they are shouting at the television, telling you that like the show got something historically wrong, that, and maybe it's Peaky Blinders, but it could also be some other shows you've seen, like maybe something still that has to do with some war, because like maybe like you've seen Band of Brothers or something, and maybe they've like screamed from beyond the grave and said like tried to like get you to tune into them, because like they want to tell you that something in that show wasn't correct, that was not how it happened, that maybe they feel like something has been covered up, or something, and they want that they wanted to the truth to come out, and so like I feel like they are very invested in these, especially war shows that you might, or war movies that you might watch, and they really want to tell you how it actually happened. So maybe one of you have like a grandfather who fought in some war, and I think if that's the case, I think they would like you to watch more films and shows about that particular war that they were in, because like they want to like shout at the television, and hopefully like they I think they feel like there might be a chance that if they do that you might tune into them and hear some of it, and that the truth will come out that way. And so if you do that, I think you should listen very closely to any random thoughts that pop up in your head while you're watching these shows or movies, because that might be your grandfather trying to tell you something. And so yeah, I think that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose this amethyst, and I will start with a channeled message, and then I will draw some cards for you. And so yeah, I think you might have 2 spirit guides. I think one of them is a female, and it's someone who passed away, and they passed away kind of suddenly, I think. The other spirit guide is someone I can't really put my finger on. It seems that it's not someone you know, and it could be more of like a goddess, but I'm not really sure which goddess, or if it's a goddess. But I think she was assigned to you because something happened to you. I think one of you may have had like a near-death experience. You might have almost drowned, and I think after this, this goddess was like kind of attached to you as a bit of a guardian angel, and so I think it might have been some sort of sea goddess. I don't know if you believe in that sort of stuff, but like that's a message I'm picking up on. But this is sort of specific. So, but for those of you who like, but if you didn't drown or almost drown, like, or like maybe if you don't think you drowned or have any memory of it, then maybe there still has been a drowning accident that happened to you when you were a baby, and so maybe that's why you don't remember it, and maybe your parents haven't told you about it. But so that could be a thing, but it could also have like been something else than a drowning accident. But I'm getting like a strong message that for most of you it's like this drowning experience, that this near-death experience, like it was that was when this goddess or whoever this is was attached to you to protect you, I think. There could have happened something else too. Maybe rape. I think like if you were raped, I think you got like a goddess attached to you to protect you from that. Or something. I think maybe I don't know if this is stupid, but I think it could be Medusa. And I know that sounds kind of bad, but it's actually not. Like the name Medusa actually means guardian, I think. And even though like Medusa technically became like a demon, she became a demon who scared away other demons, and so it's not really a demon, but like at best like a good one, I guess. Or it could be just symbolic or something, like because Medusa was, like, if I remember correctly, she was raped and turned into like a monster to protect herself from predators, and then she became like a demon, but she became a demon who scared away other demons. Like, so she's someone you want on your team. Like she is sort of like the best guardian angel you could have, like if that makes sense. So I think she is very protective of you. Like she wants to protect you from predators in some way. But let's move on to the other spirit guide here, the female who is an ancestor of yours. I think this is either your, it could be your mother or your grandmother, but it could also be someone like way back in your bloodline, great grandmother or something. So yeah, like this woman could actually have experienced something similar to you. So maybe she was drowned, or maybe she drowned, or maybe she experienced rape or something similar than what you went through, and so but like I'm feeling that there, like this woman had a like her life was kind of dark. Like I keep getting this image of her on top of a cliff, and I don't know if like she was like suicidal or if she was pushed off a cliff, or if she jumped off a cliff, or I'm not sure. But it's a very heavy energy, and I kind of understand why this connection here with Medusa. Like maybe she's working with her, or maybe it's symbolic. I don't know. But like I feel like this woman who is your ancestor, she wants to protect you from something that she experienced herself. So like maybe even the like if she committed suicide, then she might be protecting you from whatever caused her to or drove her to commit suicide or something like that. So, but like, I'm curious to know what this person wants to say to you now, and so I feel like she wants you to know that you have some hidden talent that you don't know about, and I think that hidden talent might be that you have green fingers, and I think this ancestor wants you to like get into botanicals. Maybe she wants you to study botanicals or gardening. Maybe she wants you to start growing crops. I think this might be something like that's very strong in your bloodline. Maybe you have a long bloodline of people with green fingers. Maybe you even have some ancestors way back who were considered shamans or medicine women or even witches. And I think this ancestor wants you to look up certain herbs and use them for healing, because I think you might be a bit of a maybe a healer. Maybe you are like an energy healer, and I think she wants you to use your hands for good, because you might have magical healing hands. And like I'll see if I get a message from Medusa. I don't think I will, because she's not like someone you can talk to, I think. Nah. No. But I'm getting something here about maybe cutting your hair. But that's all I'm getting. I don't know if that's like a way to protect you. Like if you cut your hair, then you won't be as attractive, and then you won't get raped, or like if that's the thing. Like if it's like a way to protect you, or if it's something symbolic. Like I don't know, because like, well, she got her hair turned into snakes, and so I don't know if she wants you to cut your hair to sort of honor her or something. I don't know. But let's draw some cards. King of Wands, 9 of Wands reversed, Judgment, and the World reversed. Okay, so with the King of Wands here, I think a message from your spirit guides I think the message from your spirit guides is that I think your spirit guides see you as someone who has been through a lot, but you are still like standing strong, because in this picture here you can see how this person has like wood for legs and arms, and like this person has been through a lot. Like this person has lost a lot of limbs and got replacements for them, and so I think your spirit guides want you to know that you have been through a lot, and they acknowledge that you've been through a lot, and but they also want you to know that you have this amazing drive and an amazing motivation. You don't give up very easily, and you can overcome anything. You've like proven that you can fight through everything, that you don't let anything get in the way of your journey. And I think some of you might have a dream, and I think your spirit guide or spirit guides are positive that you will succeed, and they are saying that you should just go for it. They don't even feel like they need to give you a pep talk about it, because they are very sure that you will follow through with it, that with this dream, that you won't give up on this dream, because you haven't given up in the past, and so they see no reason to believe that you would give up now. And so I just think your spirit guides see you as this incredibly strong person. I also think they see you as very patient. You know in your heart that you will reach your goal one day, and so you don't care that it will take time to get there, because you know that the time is well spent. And with the 9 of Wands reversed, like you can see how when this card is upright, it's about a person who is like indecisive. Like this person has 2 heads, and like it's the one head is looking one way and the other head is looking the other way, but it's reversed. And so I think your spirit guides want you to know that you are much more decisive than you think you are. You might feel like you're a bit lost, that you can't really make any big decisions in your life, and that you are not a very decisive person. But like your spirit guides want you to know that you are actually very much more decisive than you think you are, and you can make these decisions, and you do make these decisions, and you should just give yourself credit for actually being able to make these very hard decisions that some other people might struggle with, but you seem to be very good at choosing what's right for you, and following your intuition and doing what you believe is the right thing to do for you, and like you don't second guess things. And you might feel like that makes you indecisive. Like for instance, if you have been like in one school, and then you dropped out and then started another school, and then dropped out and started another school, and dropped out and started another school, and then changed majors and changed majors again, and like, or something like that. And like if you feel like that makes you indecisive, that you've dropped out so many times, I think the spirit guides want you to look at this differently and see that it's not indecisiveness that is causing this. It's actually because you are very, very decisive. You are good at feeling if something doesn't feel right. You're good at sensing that, like, now is a good time to drop out because this is not for me and I need to try something else. And then you try something else, and you can feel in your gut that this is not the right thing for you, and that makes you actually very decisive, a decisive person who knows what they want and can realize that if they don't get what they want out of like a school, that is not the right school for them, and that's how they see you, and so like I think they want you to look at it in a positive way, that there's no shame in making a lot of swift decisions in your life, because it just shows that you are very much following your intuition and doing what you feel is the right thing to do, instead of, like, many people choose an education and then they stay in that education for 5 years and then they go out of the school and after 5 years and have that degree, and they suddenly realize that that the school never was for them, that it was never what they actually wanted. But that will not happen for you, because you can always sense if something doesn't feel right, and you are bold enough to act on it. And I think your spirit guides want you to keep doing that. Never cave into peer pressure. Never listen to other people's advice and follow other people's advice blindly. You can listen to people's advice, but you shouldn't follow it blindly, because at the end of the day, what's important is what your heart is feeling. And yeah, I think there's also something about your spirit guides telling you that you might have some psychic abilities, and you might know this already, but like I think your spirit guides want to tell you that you can do mediumship. You might have already realized that you have some other psychic gifts, but you might not have realized that you can actually be a medium. And I think your spirit guides want you to know that you can be a medium, that you have a strong connection to the spirit world, that you're and that's what I see here with the judgment and the world reversed. I feel like these cards indicate that you like, because the world here is reversed, and that makes me think of the spirit world, like the upside down. And so you are able to see things, and maybe that's also why you need a demon as one of your spirit guides, because you need all the protection you can get. And so like if a demon can protect you from other demons, then like it's worth it to have that on you, because like or have that like guarding you, because you might be very open to the spirit world, and to and like I think you have a lot of protection on the other side, because they don't want you to accidentally establish contact with evil spirits who will try to deceive you. And so, and like your ability to mediumship might have actually happened when you had that near-death experience with the judgment card here. Like I think when you had the near-death experience, if you had one, I think because you crossed over to the other side, even if it was only for a second, then you might have formed a connection to the spirit world, and that might be the connection that you can like tap into now. And so that's really interesting. Like I think your spirit guides want you to know this, and they want you to know that you're protected too, that you shouldn't be afraid of using your gift, and you should just go for it, and help people receive messages, help people connect with their deceased loved ones, and don't ever question that you have this gift. Don't feel like you're doing something immoral, or that you are scamming people, because you're not. You are the real deal. That's kind of the message I'm getting here. Your spirit guides want you to know that you have this connection, and that the connection is very much real. So, like, I'm also hearing something about astral traveling, or astral projection, or whatever, and you might be able to do that also. I think your spirit guides want you to realize how powerful you are, how gifted you are, and like I just feel like they want you to just go for it. Like, if you have any doubts about using your gift, I just feel like they want you to stop having those doubts, because you got this. So also, for some reason, I'm getting the message that the worst is already over, that you have been through the trials that you had to go through, and that from now on your path will be a lot smoother. But I'm also getting the message that there has been a reason why you have had so many hardships in your life, because you were supposed to overcome these and become the strong person that you are today, because now you are able to help others overcome the things that you've overcome in your life. And so I think you were always destined to be a medium or a psychic, or some kind of spiritual advisor, because you and that is the reason why you have been through all these hardships, because it gives you empathy for your clients, and it makes you relate to your clients in a way where you can actually help them, and where you can actually understand them, and where you can actually see them, and where they feel like you can see them, and because you've been through the same. And so, but I think your spirit guides are saying that the trial period that you've been through is over now, and from now on your life will be a lot easier. You will be sailing into a very peaceful time, and so that's a really positive message. And that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope I'll see you in my next reading. So bye. Hello, group number 3. So you chose this aura quartz thing, and I want to start with a channeled message for you, and then I will draw some cards for you. Okay, first of all, I heard that you need to put the phone down and you need to start focusing. So some of you might be addicted to your phone, and your spirit guides are saying that you need to address this addiction and you need to address it now. Like it might be interfering with your studies or your work or something, and but like I'm feeling like it could be your studies. Like, so some of you might be studying right now, and you might be writing something right now, and maybe your phone is getting in the way of that. And I think that's just like a really important message that they want to deliver to you. I think your spirit guides are sort of strict. Like I'm getting a bit of a strict energy here, like a bit of a disciplinary energy. And so maybe one of your spirit guides is actually your parent, or someone who was a foster parent to you, or someone who acted a bit like a parent to you in your childhood, or like, or something like, I don't think it's like I don't think for all of you that it was your actual parent. I feel like for most of you, actually, it's someone who was more of a parental figure to you. And this person could have been in the military. Like I'm getting a bit of a military vibe here. Or this person could have been like a leader of an orphanage. And that's a bit random, but like I'm getting something very specific here. This person might have been like a leader of an orphanage that had some strange policy where they didn't pick up children or infants when they cried. And I think this person really kind of has a lot of unfinished business here on earth, because it seems like if you have been in this orphanage when you were a child, I think this person might be a spirit guide to you, because and they might be a spirit guide to all of the children who were in that orphanage too, because this person feels like they have to make up for something they did in their lifetime. Maybe they regret it, or like it might be something that is blocking them from moving on. And so maybe this person neglected you as an infant. Or like whoever this might be, like the message could be the same, like even if this doesn't resonate, like it could be someone who you know might not have picked you up when you cried as like an infant or a child. Or maybe if it's one of your parents, this could also like have been a very neglected parent who is feeling like they have to like make it up to you now by being your spirit guide. Or maybe it's actually like an ancestor from like long ago who has like assigned themselves to you as your spirit guide, because your parents were neglective of you. Like this could be a great grandfather or grandfather, or someone who might have passed away before you were born, and they might have been on the other side and seen how your parents were neglective of you, and so they came to your rescue in some way and comforted you when you were crying, when your parents didn't hear you crying, like, or something. So some of you might have experienced some sort of neglect as a child, and so maybe you had some like maybe this could have, like, maybe one of your maybe this person who's your spirit guide was like assigned by someone else to be like a substitute for parent for you. Like I'm also getting like this that this message that, like, if you actually were in an orphanage home as a child, then I think many spirits came rushing to you and wanted to comfort you when you cried and hold you and protect you. And like I feel like you might have had several spirit guides in your childhood, and I think many of them actually were ghosts, to be honest. Like it might have been the ghosts who lived in the house that you grew up in, and like, or it could have been more ghosts. Like there could have been like some ghosts who like became like a substitute parent for you in your childhood home, and then you might have moved away, and then you got some new ghosts who also acted as your spirit guides in the next place. Like and so like I feel like some ghosts might have actually like helped raise you, or help raise you on sorry. I'm like especially feeling that there might have been like this old couple who lived and died in the house you grew up in, like before your parents bought the house, and like I'm getting that this couple might have maybe they were like teachers or professors or something, and I think they actually helped you with your homework and your schoolwork when you were a child. Like you might have seen them, or you might not have seen them, but like I think at least one of you might have had like a freaky incident where you like when you were a child, where you told your parents or your foster parents that you had talked to like Jim and Hilda or some or like whatever, and like your parents or foster parents looked at you funny and said that like Jim and Hilda died years ago, and like you couldn't have talked to them, and you had this very vivid memory that you had, and so but that might only like resonate with one of you, but I'm getting the feeling that that some of you might have like had ghosts around you who were your spirit guides, and like I think I'm getting this weird message that like I think your spirit guide is like the top spirit guide you have, like because you have so many, and like I think your actual spirit guide is Michael, the archangel, and I think it's a weird message, but like it could also, but because I heard Michael, but it could also have been someone you know who was named Michael, but I think more of the archangel Michael, and I think he sort of he sort of gave these ghosts around you the job to protect you. So like whenever there were ghosts around you, it was kind of their job to protect you, and that was something they were told to do by Michael, I think. So and like so yeah, So I think you have had many spirit guides and also an archangel, which is Michael, and so I think you are very, very protected. But let's draw some cards for you, group number 3. So 5 of Cups reversed, 7 of Wands reversed, 3 of Wands, and 3 of Cups reversed. Okay, so I think with the 5 of Cups reversed here, I think your spirit guides want you to know that they see you as like this glass half full instead of half that they see you as a person who sees the glass half full instead of half empty, and I think they really admire this positive outlook that you have, and I think that's actually why they want to protect you so badly, because they see you as a very pure person, a very good person, maybe a bit naive, and that's probably also why they really want to protect you from anything bad, because they want you to stay this way, like this, stay this person, like they want you to keep being this person who believes in the good in people, and I see that you are that way, that and I think they are I'm just getting this very pure energy, that they want you to know that you are a very pure person, and that you should always keep being that pure person that but like I'm also getting this message that like they admire that you are this incredibly trusting person, especially when they see that like you don't really have any reason to trust people. Like many people have done you wrong in your lifetime, and many people have not been trustworthy and have let you down, and but you still see the good in people. You still expect the best. You expect that people will be good to you. Like you don't expect that people will be evil. Even though many people have been evil towards you, and so I think they want you to know that you might, even though you might see this as a bad thing, as like your Achilles heel, that you are too trusting and too naive and too like gullible, but I think your spirit guides want you to know that that's actually like the best thing someone can be. Like Jesus said that like we should all be like children, and children are really trusting, and see the good in people, and that's also that's how everyone should be. And so I think your spirit guides want you to know that you are like the ideal person, even though you feel like you're like you are the type who can easily be manipulated and easily be taken for granted and easily be used by people. Then don't see that as something that's that's a flaw, because it's not your flaw, it's other people's flaw. Like if people take advantage of your goodness, the problem is not that you are too good. The problem is that people take advantage of your goodness. And so don't turn things around and see other people's problems as your problems. And don't also I think your spirit guides want you to know that you are sort of the with the 7 of Wands here reversed. Like I think your spirit guides love how you are like this social being, that you have so much room in your heart for the people around you, that you are this caring and loving person, that you're not trying to keep people at a distance. You're actually doing the opposite. You actually call people, you contact people, you text people, you ask people how they are doing, and you don't do it because you feel obligated to do so. You do it because you genuinely care about people. You want to know what's going on in people's lives. And I think your spirit guides just want you to know how incredibly special that is, because it's 1 in a million. You probably see this as normal things, average things that everybody do, but it's not. It's very rare. And so I think they want you to acknowledge how incredible it is that you have this genuine interest and care for other people, where there are many people out in the world who only care and are interested in people because it reflects good on them, or because they can get something out of it, or like it's always like a selfish, or it's often selfish. But you have this very selfless care for other people. You don't expect anything in return, and you don't do things just because you want people to pat you on the back or give you a compliment, or like you don't seek validation. You don't do things just to get validation. You do things because you actually enjoy doing things for other people, because it gives you joy to see other people happy. And that is very rare. And like I just think your spirit guides want you to know how rare that is, and how you should cherish that gift that you have, that you are very special and pure, and you should keep doing that. Keep reaching out to people, keep arranging events and parties where people can meet and catch up. Keep calling people to see how they are doing. Don't for instance, if you feel like if you feel like you don't if you're afraid that if you call someone that they will get annoyed by you, or if they will feel like you are being too much, or if you are like if you call too much, or that people are getting tired of you or something, then like erase that thought out of your mind, because you shouldn't, like, that's not the case. And if it is the case, then it's not your problem. Like, you should keep doing you. Like, you should keep doing all these things that actually make you so special. And like, if people don't like it, that's some issues that they have. That's something they have to deal with. Like, because like in the end of the day, what you're doing is good. Like, you are the glue that is keeping many of your friend groups together. You might even be the glue that keeps your family together. And like, I think your spirit guides want you to know that if your family is falling apart right now, maybe think of like whether or not it could be actually because you have withdrawn from the family, that maybe it was you who were gluing your family together in the first place. And so like, don't underestimate your power as the glue, like who can like keep groups together, like and so I'm also getting that your spirit guides want to acknowledge how amazing it is that you aren't competitive at all, and that you aren't jealous, like, you're not the jealous type. You don't compare yourself to other people, and you don't get jealous of other people. If people around you become more successful than you, you are genuinely happy about that, and like, you're happy on their behalf. And like, sometimes you might even feel just as happy for other people as you would feel if it was yourself who were getting the success. Like, I think you have like a very wholesome personality. You're not very ego-based, and I think your spirit guides want you to find some way to make a living out of doing the things that you do best. And I think that might be teaching or some kind of leadership. Like, I think your spirit guides want you to be teachers or leaders, or maybe you could be really good in the military as well. I think you would do great in all fields where you need to be able to put others or the group over yourself, because you are good at that. You are good at giving people an opportunity to shine. You are good at talking people up. You are good at complimenting others. You are good at making other people, like the people around you, feel good about themselves. You're good at pointing out people's strengths. You are also good at like allowing people to steal your shine, which kind of doesn't like sound that great, but it actually sort of is, because that's what a great leader should be able to do. Like, a great leader can't just do everything by themselves, so they like a great leader needs to be able to delegate and uplift their employees and make them shine, because as the employees shine, the employer shines. And so I think you or like, if the students shine, then the teacher shines. Like, and I think you should find like that field where you can be in like some sort of teaching position or a leadership position where you are sort of an authority figure for other people, because I think your spirit guides want you to know that you would be a great leader. With the 3 of Wands, I think your spirit guides might want you to like see the big picture of something, but maybe they are also just like pointing out to you how you need to see that you are like really good at managing people. You are good at seeing the big picture yourself. You're good at keeping track of people and everything that's going on around you. Like you are good at seeing everything from a bigger perspective. You like your spirit guides might see you as a bit of a hawk. Like you have a hawk's eye. You see everything. You are like an overseer. So an officer maybe also, like you're like the born officer or overseer, but I also think like this card is like saying something about this situation you are in now. Maybe you are doing something now that is not completely right for you, and maybe you need to start looking for a new job or something, or like in some way change your situation, because maybe like if you're working under a boss right now, this might actually be causing you to feel really down, and especially down on yourself. Like you might feel like you aren't really doing so great. Maybe your boss is kind of mean to you or something like that, and you might feel like you are not doing very well or doing a good job at your job or something. But I think your spirit guides are saying that it's because you're not supposed to work for a boss. You're supposed to be the boss. You are not in your right element if you're taking orders from someone else, because then you start going into boss mode. Like maybe your boss is mean to you because you are questioning their methods, or because you are starting to be a bit bossy, like because you're like giving them, your boss, advice on how to be a boss, or maybe you're trying to make some changes around the office, and I think it is making your boss a bit annoyed, but that may just be a message that's for a very few of you. But like I feel like maybe your boss feels like you are a bit of a threat to them, or that you're trying to take over their job, and maybe they feel like you need to back off, and maybe like, and I think it's a sign that maybe you should try to find another job, and a job where you can be the boss instead, because that is the role that you would thrive in. And so yeah, with the 3 of Cups reversed, I think your spirit guides see you as someone, maybe someone who is like who has some well, maybe this has something to do with love. Maybe you fall in love with some like bad people, or not bad people, but it's like, I feel like you're a really good person with a very pure heart, and you want to see the good in everyone you meet, and you probably like to take up stray dogs along the way, like maybe even literally, like you might be the type who picks up stray dogs on the roadside, and you take them home and you groom them, and you like take them to the vet and give them medicine and nurse them into health, and like you have that pure heart where you see every struggling being on the planet as like a project that you need to like work on, like you need to heal people, and you might have this you might do this with the people you date too. Like you might see someone who is like not doing so well, like maybe you have a thing for like the outcast, the drug addicts, the people who are like the outcast of the society, like, and you might feel like an attraction to these people and like you want to help them, but you also like want to be romantic like with them, or like, and like I don't know, but you might also have like this thing for like douchebags. Like if you meet someone and everyone around you says that they are bad news and that they are like a bad person, like you might want to like prove all the other people wrong, and like you might want to see, you might want to find like something about the person that you can love, and that like I think you want to prove people wrong. If people have an image of a person, if people perceive a person a certain way, and it's a negative way, you want to change their perception into the better, because you have this perception of everyone being good in some sort of way. You just need to find, you just need to dig in and find that good within all the people that you meet, and like you want to prove the haters wrong and make everyone see the person, that the person is just misunderstood, and that there's a reason why they are doing the things that people hate, and I think your spirit guides kind of want you to stop doing that and maybe start trusting that sometimes when people say that like someone is a douchebag, it's not just because they are unreasonable haters. Sometimes they might actually be onto something, and so maybe try to ease up on the whole rescuer thing, and like where you want, or the thing where you want to see the good in everyone, like, and like I know that might sound a bit counterintuitive because I just said that your spirit guides love this quality about you, and I still think they do. I just think they want you to keep like they want you to keep this quality and like keep seeing the good in everyone, but you might need to stop searching so hard for good in people that only show you their bad sides. Like it's good to meet new people with an open mind and trust that when you meet a stranger, they won't hurt you. But if they hurt you and then hurt you and then hurt you and then hurt you again, then maybe stop seeing the good in them. Like stop making excuses for them. Stop trying to justify their actions, because when you keep seeing the good in the people who hurt you, the bad that they do towards you will end up being something that you perceive as the bad that you do. If you are so completely blind to the bad in other people, you will have to see the bad, but you will just see the bad in the wrong place. Like, and you will like end up seeing the bad in the person as something bad in yourself, like, because that's like the only way you can keep seeing someone as good if they keep hurting you and hurting you, is if you start seeing yourself as the issue instead of seeing them as the issue. And I think that's not healthy for you, and that's kind of the thing that your spirit guides want you to know, that you need to keep this open mind that you have, but it should only be like about first impressions, and like it shouldn't be, you shouldn't waste this on the people who keep abusing this, who keep taking advantage of the fact that you see the good in them. And yeah, you are also in the risk of starting to blame yourself for the bad that these people do towards you, and you shouldn't do that. It's not your fault that people aren't treating you nicely. That's all on them. And so yeah, so I think that's the message, that you should stop giving these people so many second chances. And like there might be like someone particular, like someone in your life who could be a water sign, like maybe a Scorpio. I think this person is not good for you. You need to throw this person in the trash and move on, because they are stealing your light. You are light workers. I can really sense that you are light workers, and you need to protect that light inside of you, and you need to get away from like psychopaths and narcissists and manipulative assholes like this person. So for some of you, this might be this could be like this narcissistic person, like there could be a narcissistic person in your life, and that person could be your mother too. And I'm like very sorry if that's the case. Like I'm feeling that for some of you, your mother might be a bit manipulative. Your mother might have gaslighted you a lot throughout your whole life, and made you feel like there was something wrong with you when there was absolutely nothing wrong with you. And they might have given you the blame for things that you had nothing to do with. And she might have just been really unreasonable and giving you the blame for things that she did, or like that, like maybe she fucked up some things and then gave you the blame for it. But for like, and like your mother might have made you feel wrong about your own feelings. Like she might have made you feel like you were overreacting when you absolutely weren't overreacting at all. And maybe she even told you that you were playing the victim or something like that. And I think this might have made you really afraid of the victim role, because you associate the victim role with something really negative, because your mother would always say that you were playing the victim whenever you reacted to her unfairness. And I think you might need to start making peace with the victim role, because it might be the reason why you are allowing people to overstep your boundaries and allowing people to treat you poorly, because you are afraid that if you react to this and take a stance, then people will judge you for playing the victim or overreacting, but they won't. So you need to start allowing yourself to feel like a victim whenever you are victimized. And this might be really hard for you because you might have detached yourself very heavily from the victim role, because the most powerful emotion of all emotions is shame. And so I think you were shamed into feeling that you felt like the victim role had some shame to it, and you might still feel ashamed of being the victim. You don't want to play the victim, or even if you're victimized and you are the victim, you still feel ashamed of admitting that you were a victim to someone's crime, and you might also have detached so much from this role that the victim role that you don't even know when you're actually victimized. You might not feel when you are a victim to something, and so it might be the reason why you just laugh when people call you names or call you mean things. You might just laugh at them, and this might be a good defense mechanism, because you're not giving them the satisfaction of getting to you, but they are getting to you. Deep down you are sad and hurt, but you are not allowing yourself to feel that way because you feel so ashamed of these feelings. And I think you should know that many people feel this way. Many people are ashamed of showing emotions, but think of someone in your life right now who you know isn't afraid of showing emotions. Think of that person right now. If you can think of one person in your life who is that way, think of that person. What do you associate with that person? How do you perceive that person? Do you perceive that person as weak? Do you feel ashamed on their behalf? I don't think you do. This is probably someone you even look up to, and so I think you need to realize that this shame that you have associated with showing emotions is something you have been forced to believe, something that you've been manipulated into believing. And I think your mother played a role in this. Your father could have played a role in this as well. Or maybe society has made you think this way, because, well, our society is still very much a patriarchy. We are taught that emotions are bad because we associate emotions with the feminine energy. We think we have come a long way since the ancient times, where we used to see emotions as a part of the female hysteria, which was seen as a medical disorder. But we still have a tendency to see emotions this way, and we have a tendency to perceive rational thinking as the polar opposite of emotional thinking, and rational thinking is always favored over emotional thinking. And this could have been your brother too. Maybe you grew up with an older brother that you looked up to, or and maybe this brother of yours had these opinions that were maybe a bit sexist. Your brother might have been very much into politics, and he might not directly have said that women shouldn't be in politics, but he might have said it indirectly by saying that politicians shouldn't be making decisions based on their emotions, and that politicians should be rational, that they shouldn't be so soft, that they shouldn't let immigrants into the country just because some kids are crying at the border, that like a politician should be able to see the bigger picture and do what's best for the country. And this could have been your dad as well who had these opinions, but I'm feeling like it could be your brother. And so I think you grew up believing that whenever people made decisions based on their feelings, that they were being weak and overly emotional and hysterical. But what people are basically saying is that like empathy is a weakness, that feeling empathy for other people is bad, that you shouldn't feel empathy for others. That's kind of the message that and so like, because people say like that like feelings cloud our judgment, that we need to ignore our feelings in order to be able to make great decisions that benefit the greater good. And so I think your spirit guides are telling you to start parting ways with this way of thinking, that you need to tap into your feminine energy. And if you're a male watching this message, like the message is still the same, like, because we are all born with both masculine and feminine energy. And I think you just need to start acknowledging your feelings. Stop pretending like you don't have any. Stop hiding them. Start reacting to the things that are happening around you. If someone calls you an ugly cow, then don't laugh at them, and don't get angry at them either, because anger is just a cover-up emotion used to suppress sadness. Allow yourself to be sad. Tell them that what they said made you sad. Start crying if you feel like it. Because you will be surprised by the reaction you'll get, because you probably think I'm giving you bad advice right now, but because you probably think that if you start crying when someone says something mean to you, then that person will ridicule you and laugh at you and make fun of you. But that could be the reaction, but you should but that reaction is actually a reaction coming from shame, if that makes sense. Like, you can probably remember back when you were a child, you might have experienced this yourself. Like, you might have said something to someone when you were a child, and you might not have meant it to be mean, but the person that you said it to started crying, and you might have, instead of saying that you're sorry about this, you might have reacted you might have reacted by ridiculing them for overreacting. But this was because, if you remember this, if you remember a situation like this, you can probably remember that this came from a place inside of you that was fueled by shame. You felt ashamed that you said something that hurt someone, and that it was not what you intended, and that made you feel ashamed of it. And so I think that that when you say to someone that you that what they say to you make you sad, even if they ridicule you, you will know that that they are ashamed deep down, and so it's still worth it to make them feel ashamed, if that makes sense. And so I think your so yeah, I think your spirit guides are saying that start reacting, start showing your emotions. I'm also getting something about how some of you might be what I used to call gatherers, and I guess that's not a good name for it because it's kind of sexist, because because whatever. But like, I think I mean this in terms of like emotions. You might keep your emotions to yourself. Like, you are, like, if you are in a relationship, you might allow the person you're with to walk all over you and call you names and say hurtful things to you, and you don't really react to it. But if they accuse you of being mean to them, and you feel, of course, ashamed because of that, then all the emotions come flushing back, like, because it's like you can feel your emotions if it's in defense. Like, if you are defending yourself from someone, or defending yourself actually from feeling ashamed of yourself. Like, if someone accuses you of being mean or of doing something that was hurtful or something, then you bring then all those emotions that you bottled up in the past come rushing back, and and you will use them as like your hand of cards, and like you have like a flush, if that makes sense. Like, you might gather all the things that you don't make a fuss about at the time, and then you keep it to yourself until you need to defend yourself. And when that time comes, when you have to defend yourself, you will win, because you have gathered so many arguments for the courtroom that you will win, like, if that makes sense. So you might remember all the conversations that you have with people. You remember when people wrong you. You remember how many times people call you names, and like, you write it down in like a mental journal, so that when you will be accused of something, then you can accuse them of even worse things than they are accusing you of. And maybe this is actually also like, I don't know, so I think it's because like you are a good person also, so like, I think you want people to keep seeing you as a good person. And I think many of you really hate it when people see you as a bad person. So you kind of keep track of everything people do towards you, and I'm not saying that this is like a bad way to handle things. I'm not saying it's a good way either. I can say that I've done this myself, and like, I think we all have, but it might be something you need to work on, because it might be better for you and for the people around you if you stop, gather, and just react in the moment. If you stop bottling things up and just react in the moment. And like, I think you are so good at keeping track on what others say and what others do and what can be used as ransom and such and such. And I also, like, I'm guessing that your spirit guides want you to know that this is a talent that you have. It's a gift. Like, you have a nose for strategy. You have a nose for organizing, and you have like a very, very good memory. You know when to play your cards, and you know when to fold, and like you are good. I think you're good, just good leaders. You would be really good at defending a country from an attack, like, because you are so good in defense. You are also very good at bargaining, and like it is because like you are a gatherer. You're not a hunter, you're a gatherer, and like I think your spirit guides want you to look for ways to use your gathering skills for good, because you might be using your gathering skills for bad or for trivial things. And like I think you should know that you should probably stop wasting your incredible memory on remembering the bad things that people say, and instead like use your memory to remember the good things that people say. Fill your memory up with the good instead of the bad, because I think that would make you a happier person and make you feel better about yourself. But I also feel like maybe if this is not as easy as I make it out to be, then like I think your spirit guides also want you to just use your memory for something else. Like fill up your memory with something like something else, like maybe like do something that requires memory, like find a job where memory is essential, where you need to keep track of a lot of things, like maybe something that has to do with numbers, like bookkeeping. Also there is something that like it's a bit like, this is a bit strange, but like maybe, well, it's not strange, but like maybe memorize things for fun, like memorize the periodic table and the planets, and memorize p, like the number thing, and memorize maybe like memorize poems or Bible verses that you really like, and like fill up your memories with other things than the bad things that people say to you, like, and do to you. Like fill up your memory with something else, and maybe that would be helpful to you. So yeah, but that's the message I have for you, group number 3. This was a bit longer than I expected. I'm very sorry about that, but like you have some very, very chatty spirit guides, and I think you have a lot of them, and like I feel like they were it was a busy reading, and they had a lot of stuff to say, and but yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose the smoky marble, and I will start with a channeled message, and then I will draw some cards for you. So okay, first of all, I'm feeling like one of your spirit guides might be a male, someone who might have been in the military. I'm getting a lot of military men in like all of the readings actually, like, but I guess there has been a lot of wars going on, but like in the past, so yeah. But like I'm maybe just like picking up on like some male energy, maybe very masculine energy. So this could be like someone in your family, like your father or grandfather. But like I'm also getting that like there's something else here. Like there could be a war goddess too. Like you could have two spirit guides. And I think there might be like a war goddess like Athena or some, but like Athena is not only a goddess of war, she's also like a goddess of arts and crafts, but also wisdom, and like a very versatile goddess, I guess. Like, so maybe some of you are very versatile as well. You might have many skills and talents and many interests and hobbies, and like you might have have a lot of things that you are interested in. I also think Athena's like symbol is the owl, and so some of you might have seen some synchronicities with the owl, and so like the bird, and also something about the crown chakra. So some of you might need to focus more on your crown chakra, but that's like mostly because I'm feeling like there's something on my head right now, like something pulling me down. Like this could also have something to do with your spirit guide, spirit guide being like someone who used to, maybe your spirit guide is someone you know and who passed away, and maybe they used to put their hand on your head a lot, and so maybe you will know who this is, because that might be a hint to who this is. Like if there was someone in your life who passed away who always used to put their hand on your head, then that might be the person who's your spirit guide. Or but I'm also getting that like the feeling that like because there's like a hand on, I think this person or the spirit guide is trying to let you know that they are with you and that they are protecting you, but they might also be protecting your crown chakra. And so I don't know if you are like really psychic individuals. I think you are. I think you have like a really strong connection to the spirit world, and I think some of your spirit guides might actually be putting their hand, like one of your spirit guides might be putting their hand on your head to block you, to keep you down on down to earth, like grounding you, to make sure you don't fly away. And I think every time you are maybe establishing too strong a connection, or when you're opening too much up for this up to the spirit world, I think this person places their hand on the top of your head as like a bit of a lid, so that you don't get overwhelmed. I think this person really wants to protect you and protect your spirit. I think at times or protect your soul. I think at times you might get so many inputs that you might become a bit confused to what thoughts you have are actually your thoughts, and what thoughts are other people's thoughts, and like that you're picking up on. And I think like one of your spirit guides, especially this male figure, I think is really aware of this, and they come to your rescue whenever they feel like you are starting to slip away from yourself, and they place their hand on you so that you won't blow away like in the wind. Like So I think the spirit guide is very, very grounding. A very grounding spirit guide. It could have been someone in your life who had like, who were an earth sign. So maybe a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But like I feel like there's a very grounding energy from this person. I think, and I think this person sees you as a bit of like an airhead. You could be an air sign, but I just think they see you as an airhead, like that they see you as someone who is a bit like Icarus. You tend to fly a bit too close to the sun, and this spirit guide just keeps pulling you back down to earth so that you won't hurt yourself. Like, I'm getting a bit of like a nanny feeling here, that and so this could be a woman too. Like the spirit guide feels like it feels like the spirit guide or the spirit guide feels like they need to babysit you in some way. They need to always watch you because you always do something that might get you in trouble. And so some of you might actually be into some magic or something, and you might be like playing with some powerful forces, and you might be a bit happy-go-lucky, and you don't really think of the consequences, and this person is just fighting these evil spirits away from you whenever you do these things, and they are doing a damn good job at it. Like, they are really good at protecting you. But like I don't know, this is a very specific message, but like if you're doing something like mediumship or doing some magic or something that is like a spiritual practice or something, I think this person will be there to protect you always, but like a part of them still would just hope that you could do something else, that you could maybe just have a simple life with a simple daytime job, like a desk job or something, because they might feel a bit tired of always having to pull your ass down to the ground. Like I'm getting like this Sirius Snape vibe from this person, like how Sirius oh right, he's not Sirius. What, Snape? Severus Snape, sorry. Or isn't, like, I've just seen the movies. I don't know why I can't remember like his name. But like Snape, okay, so that's so stupid. But like how but there could also be something about Sirius here, like that other character, like, but like I'm getting like the Snape and the Harry Potter dynamic, where Snape would always like rescue Harry Potter without Harry Potter even like knowing that, like, and so this could have of course been like, so maybe this is a hint that this person who's watching over you is someone your mother used to date but who's not your father, or it could be that it is that it is Sirius Black dynamic, where Sirius Black was Harry Potter's father's friend, right? And so maybe this is a friend of your father's. That could also be the case. Maybe it's not someone who's like directly in your family, but someone who was close to the family and who passed away, and now this person is like watching over you and making sure that you're not getting in trouble. But whoever this person is, like, I feel like this, like you're a bit of like a helium balloon, and you're just flying up to the sky, and they just keep pulling you by the string to get you back down to earth. But and like I just feel like they want to tie you to a post or like a pole somewhere. Like they just want to like take the balloon and the string of the balloon and just tie you somewhere so that they know where you are at all times, because you seem to get lost a bit for this person. Like this person always has to be in your heels, like always watching you, and so like I feel like if you are doing a lot of things like magic and getting into contact with a lot of spirits and doing all these doing things like that, I think you might maybe do it a bit less, because like just to like give this spirit guide a bit of a break sometimes. Like please don't get me the wrong way, you should still do whatever is your dream. Like if it's your dream to explore the spirit world and explore magic and all of this, you should still do that. And I'm getting the feeling that you will be very protected if you do this still. And I don't feel like this person who's your spirit guide, I don't feel that this person wants you to give up on your dream either. I just feel like they are a bit tired of protecting you. It's not really that, because like I'm not feeling that this person is like tired of it, like they are complaining about it. They're just like I'm hearing like the Lynyrd Skynyrd song, like Simple Man. So like look up the lyrics to that song. But like I just feel like your spirit guide wants you to have like a bit of a simpler lifestyle. I think they would feel like it would suit you better. Also, like, I don't know, but let's draw some cards here for you. So 7 of Cups reversed. Six of Cups reversed. And the High Priestess upright. So I feel like with the High Priestess here, you are considered very, very open, because it says open here. And so like I feel like this spirit guide wants you to know that you are very open, and you should protect yourself a bit. I think with the 7 of Cups here, like you can see how, like I think this person just, with these 2 cards, and they are both reversed, like I think this person just sees you as someone who is choosing this Hierophant lifestyle over getting married and having children, and I think they just want you to maybe consider this simpler life with the marriage and the children instead of this life with the High Priestess here, because also with the 7 of Cups here, it's like a Jewish wedding, and this person is like breaking the glass, and in Jewish tradition, the breaking of the glass is sort of a way to get the evil spirits away, because they believe that like evil spirits are repulsed by loud noises, or something like that. And so by breaking the glass in marriage, they keep the evil spirits out of the marriage. And so I think the message here is that you might be vulnerable to attacks from the spirit world, because you are this high priestess, that you are so open. And a way to get yourself closed up or closed off to this could be by getting married and having children. That might be the solution here. That and I think your spirit guide wants you to live like a mundane life, settle down with someone and have children, but I also I think the only thing you need is actually to find like a partner, a boyfriend or girlfriend, someone you can share your life with, someone you can live with, because I think you might be most vulnerable when you are alone, and you might be alone right now because you've chosen this path instead of this path, because these two were reversed. And so I think the Spirit's message is that you've chosen to say no to this life where you get married and have children, and you have said yes to this life, the High Priestess life. And by doing that, you have made yourself very vulnerable to the spirits, because the spirits attack, the evil spirits attack when we are alone. And so I think your spirit guide's message is that you need to maybe find someone, a companion, maybe a roommate, if not a romantic lover or a romantic partner, then like a roommate, or just someone you can share your life with, so that you won't be alone. Like, you might need someone who can ground you. Of course, the spirit guide is grounding you and grounding you right now, but like maybe you need to find someone else who can ground you. And with the High Priestess, I think your spirit guide or spirit guides see that you are very powerful, a very powerful psychic. You are very open to energies. You are open to everything. You are probably empaths as well. You can tap into people's energies very easily. You blend with people's energies. You end up mixing so much with people's energies that you lose track of where your energy starts and where other people's energies begin. You need to set some boundaries. You need to close off. You need to learn some tools so that you can close off and protect yourself. You are very powerful, but the powers you have are worthless if you lose track of who you are. You need to protect your sanity, and I know that's probably not what you guys want to hear, because maybe some of you are trying to start a business where you need to use your psychic abilities, and you might feel like this is not the time to start closing off to the spirit world. But I think your spirit guide is guiding you to do so, to protect you, because you are so open right now. And if you feel like you can't do that right now, then try baby steps. Try taking breaks. Protect your energy. Take a week where you ground yourself, where you just walk outside in nature and bake bread and stuff like that. Like, take some time off to just think about nothing and do mundane and simple things that doesn't drain your energy, and that way you can make your energy more sustainable, because if you let your energy be drained up, it might be harder and harder to recharge your energy. Like, if you always like it's a bit like a battery. Like, you know how a computer battery, like this was something we were taught back in the day, but like I guess it still applies, but like that we shouldn't drain the computer completely we shouldn't drain the battery completely, because draining the battery completely too many times will take a strain on the battery, and it will be harder for the battery to charge. And so maybe you need to watch your energy levels. Don't take some breaks from and like, yeah, try to like sustain your energy a bit. Don't drain your energy. That's the message I'm getting for you. Group number 4. I hope this reading was helpful to you, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.